YouTubers and friends alike? Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. I love what I do, and I do it for you. This is your VA Dallas Cowboys fan coming at you with the Monday after game loss to the freaking Jets. Now, I've been watching other people's YouTubes and the comments in the media. I'm sure you have too. You've heard all the excuses, all the blame. I mean, we suck. There's no other way to say it. We suck. The Dallas Cowboys suck. I don't know what it is right now, but weeks 1 through 3, it seemed like Kellen Moore was the guy controlling this offense. And then for some inexplicable reason, since the Saints game, it seems like Jason Garrett has taken back over play calling, or to some degree has basically told Kellen Moore we're going back to the same old crap. It's freaking ridiculous how you can come out of nowhere firing all cylinders, albeit a lot of the games we were coming from behind all the time, but it was working and we were winning. But to come out here and start running a Jason Garrett, Scott Linehan style offense where you're always seem to be down 21-3 or worse at the half means there's something wrong. And the Cowboys refuse to correct these problems. I don't know what it is. They can't see the forest through the trees, and they just refuse to change. And that's going back to everything T.O. said, everything Des Bryant has said, everything the fans have said about coaching. That is just not there. And this has been 10 years of this crap. Nothing's changed. Nothing will ever change. And if I'm to blame anybody about these games, more than the refs, more than the players who can't seem to execute a freaking game plan, I'm also going to start blaming the coaches. Why not? I'm blaming the coordinators. Chris Richard has done nothing for this defense to say that this year they're top 5, top 10, top any damn thing. You got your best playmaker, Jordan Lewis, fucking sitting on the bench all the time, and he's the only one on the field making plays. What sense does that make? I know you like the tall, lanky dudes to be on your defense, but they ain't done nothing. Tank got his money and has done nothing but go on the news and talk smack, and ain't showed up in not one game. Robert Quinn is doing all the work, and that man's barely been back. You got Rob Marinelli. You can sit there and argue that his defensive line sucks just as bad through rotations or anything. It makes no sense. You got Tristan Hill, a second round pick that you don't even let play. Y'all just sit there and let him be in practice all the freaking time and never see the field. How's the man ever going to get experience if he's always sitting the damn bench? And then you're just watching your team getting gashed up the middle where he plays, and you're not going to change a thing. It's fucking ridiculous. You're horrible. Cheeto, he's a liability. Every game they throw at him, and he can't play. I don't know what it is, and it's disturbing if what I heard last night is true, but someone mentioned that Chris Richard does not teach his corners to turn around, to look behind them at the quarterback. And if that's true, and I've been going back and seeing it, that is exactly Cheetos and a lot of these guys' problems. They never turn the damn heads around. If that's what you're teaching my corners, I don't want you as a coach. You're basically telling these guys, run man for man with these guys, but hope that there's no ball thrown their way, because if you're looking for it, you might actually get an interception. Lord knows how many times Cheeto's been hit in the damn helmet or his back because a ball was underthrown his direction, and all he had to do was turn his fucking head and pick the ball off. And it's right there in his hands, but he never turns his damn head around. Jeff Heath, liability. What's the point of playing 20, 30 yards off the damn ball and you still getting burned? You are not supposed to let the damn receivers pass you in coverage. That's your job, and you can't seem to do that. It's ridiculous. Linebackers are missing open tackles. They looking horrible. That's just the defense blowing games. You got referees blowing games. You got special teams who can't fucking kick an easy fucking field goal. How do you kick 60 and 50 yarders but can't kick a 30 yarder? What sense does that make? And you're not bringing competition in, so you damn sure don't give a crap about special teams. Every time we seem to get a spark on special teams in a return game, there's a penalty. That's discipline, people. That's coaching. Offense. Lord knows we can't talk about what's wrong with the damn offense. Because there's no play action, no pre-snap motion, no quarterback design runs, no nothing. It seems like Jason Garrett is back to the same BS he's always known for. Just because one report says the Saints players figured out Kellen Moore's hand signals, change the hand signals. It's that simple. Don't change the freaking plays. God damn, how hard is this? It's like you panicked and just decided we're just going to completely blow it up and go back to my calling plays, which hasn't worked in a decade. What makes you think it's going to work now when everybody's seen your playbook since the 90s? Come on, man. That's coaching. You're basically, if Kellen Moore is as good as he is, and those week 1 through 3 games were his creations, his babies on offense, it might have been slow, but it got there. You are the head coach, and you are the reason that this offense has gone backwards. You are telling your fucking OC to not have design runs for your quarterback. Don't even let the man quarterback sneak. As much as he got his ass hit during this game, you did not sneak one time? God damn. All you had to do was fall forward 2 feet, and you wouldn't even let him do that. No, instead, we're going to turn the ball around and try to run from 5 yards back to make up 2. And then get stuffed behind the line and think, why the hell is not working? It's the same old BS, year in, year out. We go through it, you give us fans hope, and then you shit on us. Thank you, Jerry Jones. Thank you, head coach Jason Garrett. Thank you, Cowboys. That's why I don't buy anything new for the Cowboys, because this is getting just sickening for a decade. It's the same old BS every year, and the only constant has been the damn coach. You've changed assistant coaches, you've changed coordinators, you've changed players in this decade. And the only results have been the same, and who's been the man at the top every single time? Jason Garrett. You don't want to fire yourself as a GM, Jerry Jones. You don't even want to give Will McClay the damn GM title when he's been the one that's been successfully drafting these last couple of years. Well, aside from Taco and Claiborne. But Jesus Christ, this is a real hard week to look at yourself in the mirror right now and see that you guys are screw-ups. You suck. Y'all talk all that hot boys and all the purr squad and all the names you give yourselves, but you suck. That's plain bone bears about it. You suck. And as a player, I'd be running past you trying to give out handshakes. Fuck no, I'm not giving you a handshake. For what? Mediocrity? Because I'm tired of you standing on the sidelines clapping every single time we screw up. How is that achieving anything? That's not getting on my case, taking me into accountability. If I'm getting a handshake for missing open field tackles and watching somebody score 92 yards, I'm going to just be like, well, hell, I can just do this every play. He's not going to punish me about it. Makes no damn sense. But, I'll talk about this more later. Picking up my daughter now.
Hello.
I'll get back to y'all YouTubers. Peace. All right. What up, YouTubers? The part 2 of the video. The rant is over. I'm done. There's nothing else to talk about as far as everything wrong. Well, to be honest, that's not the last bit of wrong that I'm saying. The team has no passion. Maybe it's just me. Maybe others have seen it, but They have no fire, no desire to want to do anything. DeMarcus Lawrence, all he does is talk in the mouth. He's not backed up his words. Zeke, some people have said that Zeke looks like he's fat, slow. But during this game, I saw him try to make bursts through holes, but there were no holes to get. The offensive line just wasn't creating anything for him, so it looked kind of ridiculous for him to put on that kind of speed. But they do have a point where you do see him. I mean, it's 8-9 in the box, and they are knocking him backwards. You don't see Zeke go backwards too often, and yet there it was on display. The man just couldn't get going. I mean, this offensive line, there's other players on this line that they can put in to freaking make it look better. Connor Williams can be put out to a tackle, his natural position, but they just refuse to do it. Again, coaching. You got the players, you got the depth on offensive line, but for some reason they just refuse to ever change. And that's just maddening. And it's getting ridiculous that this happens a lot with the coaching staff here in Dallas. I mean, my God. Forever y'all wasted away Byron Jones at safety when you know his damn position is corner. I mean, what kind of coaches coach these guys, but they don't have a clue what their natural positions are? What did you draft them for? I mean, that makes no sense. Just to have a person, a body in the spot? Because natural athletic ability is not doing a damn thing for this team. People have been harping for a 350, 60-pound defensive tackle to stop the run and to just stuff up the hole, to plug the holes on the front of the line. But did the Cowboys do it? No. We go out and get the tallest, lankiest, long-arm motherfucker to put out on the line just because he got arm length. Oh, he's tall, he's lanky, he's rangy. That's great. But if he's getting washed out of the play every single play, that's kind of a waste of a time. You don't have that big guy to just sit there on the line and take up two guys on their own. I mean, god dang, it's not that hard to figure out that no other team has to put in a tight end or a running back to chip or to block when we don't send any pressure. 5 guys are washing out our 4 every single time, and they're doing nothing. Quinn gets lucky sometimes that the tackle might miss his block and he gets a sack or gets a pressure. But other than that, there's absolutely nothing that says that this defensive line is any better than the crap they've been putting on the field in years past. Goes back to coaching, scheming, and drafting. It just gets ridiculous the more and more you see it every year, that this is what we're getting used to as fans. And they keep going to the games, they keep paying Jerry Jones all this money, and yet there's no difference. We keep doing the same stupid stuff. Nothing ever changes. But I digress. I keep going into these rants, but it pisses you off when you lose 3 straight in ridiculous fashion to some of the, 2 good teams. One just field goals. One you got smashed, and the other one to a winless team, not winless now. But it just upsets us fans that we got to sit through this mediocrity, which has been Jason Garrett's middle name, for years. And there's never a change. They refuse to change. And it seems like until Jerry Jones dies, which I don't wish upon the man, there's never going to be a change with this freaking organization. And that's ridiculous. I mean, look at the Redskins. My God, they didn't even know if they wanted Dwayne Haskins, and now that they're stuck with the guy, they're screwed, and everybody's admitting the man can't play. He can't learn. Like, who makes those kind of decisions? Like, it makes no sense to do that to players just based on something, and you had all the due diligence to scout these guys beforehand, and you still went with the crap that you did go with, even though you knew what he was. before you drafted them. That's boneheadedness from the top of the organization on down, and owners just don't care. They're all about the bottom line, and that's the money. They could care less about what fans think. They don't care about winning. They just want money in their pockets to buy yachts. They could care less about the product on the field. If they did, they would do a hell of a lot better at trying to get pieces to actually win something. But, Jesus, I keep digressing. Passion. See the passion I'm showing? The passion that these fans out here are showing? Jerry Jones? That's the kind of passion that we want. I mean, we've only seen it one time in a fucking decade from Jason Garrett, and that was, he actually got upset with a call that the referees missed. And then you antagonize the man, so yes, he was going to be a little pissed off and finally let it show. But out of a decade, that's the only emotion that you ever show? Other than that, you're just on the sidelines clapping and high-fiving when the defense or special teams fucks up, and you act like you don't care. No accountability. There's no passion. These guys don't care anymore. My God, Dak Prescott got his ass handed to him. He's beat up on every other freaking play as he steps back. And you know what I saw? Or necessarily what I didn't see? Dak getting up on his own. Where the hell is the rest of the damn team? That's fucking ridiculous for a team sport that you say he's the franchise of, that your team's supposed to rally around him, and yet you're peeling yourself up off the ground and nobody's fucking helping you off the ground. Oh, they'll run and pick Zeke up off the ground after he's ran 1 yard. Somebody will come pick him up, but your offensive line totally misses their assignments, gets that kill, and you don't see not one of those clowns come anywhere near him to pick him up. He's getting up off the ground by himself every time. Like, what the hell is going on here? He's not on the sidelines getting in their faces. He's not showing any emotion, no passion on the sidelines. I'm tired of seeing it. All these clowns go to the freaking sideline and just sit there and stare off into the infinite unknown, or stare up at the damn Titantrons. They don't look like they even want to interact with the rest of the team to get them fired up. That's something Dez Bryant had that they didn't want on the sidelines. And it's starting to show that this organization hates anything that can possibly get in their way of their bottom line. Dez Bryant was not a cancer. Dez Bryant was, yeah, sure, the man was limited in his route running, but god dang it, he was the only one on the sideline trying to fire up a freaking offense. Like T.O. like Romo did on some occasions. But you don't see that anymore. You don't see that one guy that's fired up going down the line. I've seen Jason Witten doing it on occasions, but he's been around long enough to know that this is what a leader does. And I'm not seeing the leadership on this team from coaches or players that want to get fired up and want to win a game. They come out lackluster, they care less, and they don't show up until a second half of a game when you're already down 21-3 or something. Like, that's ridiculous. No accountability, no passion. You just don't care. And I'm tired of seeing it. I mean, I love my Cowboys, but I'm starting to love it more as a name brand than players and coaches and personnel. Because the people who run this team, coaching or up in the organization, they have absolutely like no idea what the hell they're doing. I can name 4 or 5 YouTubers who can freaking show more passion on the daily than any of these players or coaches. And that's fucking ridiculous that anybody out here making a video can go gather up 10 other guys or girls nowadays and go out here and play better than what the hell we've seen on the field. That's ridiculous. That's retarded. I'm sick of it. They need to scrap this thing down to the bare bones and start from scratch. Y'all need coaching 101 for the just immediately, because these players just ain't getting it. I don't know if it's something that is going a disconnect somewhere, but there's just it just doesn't seem like they're learning anything. All these flags. Come on, I know referees are blind sometimes, but good God, some of that is self-inflicted. Y'all doing this to yourselves. You're shooting yourselves in the foot when you don't get a call most of the time, and then all of a sudden you get 4 in a row. That's discipline. And you only seem to do it, especially when y'all start wanting to come back. That's when y'all start making up mental mistakes. Lining up offsides on the defense. False starting on offense. My God, you didn't do it in the first half of the game. Why did you start doing it in the second half? That's discipline. That's coaching. And I've seen the videos. I've seen people say that Jason Garrett needs to go either after this Eagles game during a bye if we lose. But again, if he's not there, who's going to coach? Do we trust Rashard or Kellen Moore to take over when they haven't shown that they can do anything with smaller duties? I mean, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if you lose and Garrett's gone mid-season, you don't know what to do coaching-wise. If you hold on to the man and he still flubs up and you still fire him at the end of the season, you still don't have anything. If Stephen Jones says player acquisition is 24/7, 365, coaching needs to be the same damn thing. Because if you're not keeping an eye out on another coach when you got one on the hot seat, then you're not doing your job, basically. As an owner, you see the BS that's coming out on the field, and you just don't care. You want to continue the status quo, you don't care, and you keep giving the same speeches over and over and over and over. You can look at one of Jason Garrett's press conferences, and he's basically stating the same thing over and over on repeat. I don't want to look at that. I really don't. I want to see some fire. I want to see some passion. Sure, you'll probably get fined by the league, but god dang it, you need to be on that podium saying, hey, we effed up. The team effed up, I effed up. I'm horrible at clock management. I didn't do my job. The players didn't do their job. Everybody needs to be held accountable to a higher level, including me. Or my ass is fired. Plain and simple. I mean, I've seen videos where it says when you know you got horrible leadership when your damn owner is the first one down the elevator to talk to the media. You never hear from any of the other owners before your coach speaks. But Jerry Jones, oh boy, he's going to give us the lowdown as soon as we lose or win. And yet he doesn't have a clue what's going on. So, I mean, it's just ridiculous with this organization. I love them, but they suck. Basically, like the title of this video, they suck. And until they turn it around, which you'd hope was this week against the Eagles, but Doug Peterson obviously sees that we suck so bad, and he admits that his team sucks, but he's guaranteeing victory. That's how bad that people do not believe in this team. When the head coaches are starting to make guarantees against us to make headlines, then we're just going to sit there and not back it up. We're not going to say anything back because Jason Garrett doesn't like that kind of stuff. And we're obviously not going to back it up on the field because, hey, we're the Cowboys. We can just walk into any game and show up and everybody will be scared. Wrong. I mean, my God. Jimmy Johnsons of the world are gone. And, like, that's the kind of coach that you need right now. To get in somebody's foot in that ass to tell this team, I'm not going to sit here and take it anymore. You'd love for one of these 90s Cowboys to come back and take a coaching gig and put a foot in somebody's ass because they've been there. They know what the level is. And if they don't see it from the players, they should have the control to do whatever they want with them. Bench them, play them, start them, cut them. But I'm just not seeing how this organization can get out of its own way. As Will Kane has tweeted out that you came in here on day one and fired Tom Landry, but you've kept this idiot Jason Garrett for 10 years. Like, T.O. has seen it. T.O.'s tweeting about it. And even though he's taking his shots, as he should, because everybody can see, oh, we're going to Jason Witten on third down. Oh, we're going to Jason Witten on the goal line. Because without Cole Beasley, that seems to be the only other option y'all seem to have on third down. It's like this passing game just completely disappears when you guys are down one or two people. It's like y'all do not understand how to adjust, and that's ridiculous in this world of football with all the technology and all the so-called brilliant football minds out there, that you can't adjust for a player being out. That means your team has no depth and you have no control what you or your team is doing if one or two guys ruins your whole game plan for a game due to injury or other. That's ridiculous. I'm sick of it. The fans are sick of it. But until Jerry Jones is sick of it, nothing will change. I'm done with this rant. I'm done with this video. Like I say, week after week, it's a week-by-week league. Week 6 done. Week 5 done. Heading to week 6. No, it is week 6 done. Heading to week 7. Philadelphia's coming to town. 1 week at a time. Let's hope that we even show up Sunday night, because it's the national audience and the Eagles can't wait. They've been jumping at the bit since they beat the Green Bay Packers to take a shot at us. And I can't predict anything. I can't defend them. They're on their own. If they don't show up Sunday, then yeah, I think Jason's head needs to roll. Plain and simple. If you don't show up for this game Sunday night in front of a worldwide audience, Dallas Cowboys, Eagles at home. If Dallas can't show up and you get stomped like the Packers did against us at home, forget it. You don't need fan support for the rest of the year because you haven't earned it. But thank you all for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. Hope y'all have a great day. I'm off to work now. Have a good day, night, wherever you are. Peace.